Welcome back to another episode of Link's Awakening DX. Last time we ran all over the damn place, getting collectibles and backtracking, just doing other stuff, but now it's time to actually make real progress and do the 5th dungeon, Catfish Maw. And, well, let's just go there. It's definitely the point in the game, I'd say, where the dungeons start to get more complex and there's just more going on in them. This dungeon's still not so bad, but there's certainly a lot of backtracking. I never remember exactly what order you're supposed to do stuff in this dungeon, but you go in all sorts of different directions back and forth. It's very, very strange. I think we got a new enemy here. I don't know what the hell these things are called, but they are a little annoying because you can only hit them from behind. And spoiler alert, with the help of the new item we're going to get in this dungeon, it is made marginally more convenient to beat them. Although it's really not that big of a deal. They can't attack or anything, all they do is just walk around. Let's see here. Oh boy. A compass. And it has a new feature. Wow. Never heard that one before. Anyway. We definitely need some more hearts. We're a little bit beat up, but we'll probably be okay. Enemies that can deal more than 1 heart of damage in this game are like really, really rare. This is not a difficult game. Great. This game really likes this quote-unquote puzzle where you gotta like push 2 blocks inwards to be touching each other. They really like to do this one several times. All that for a key, great. And isn't this a strange looking room? I wonder if we'll find out what the purpose behind it is. If you've played before, of course, you know what the gimmick here is, and I'd say it's kind of more annoying than it is really creative or fun, although it's not like this dungeon is too terribly, like, annoying or inconvenient to do. My god, you get pushed back so far when these things block your hits. I feel like the layout of this dungeon is not that crazy. It's mostly just the fact that you have to do a lot of backtracking as you go through here is the part that makes it feel more confusing. Because if this dungeon was more linear, it would probably not be very noteworthy. And again, I will probably take a lot more time than is necessary to get through this dungeon because I never remember the actual layout of this place. Oh yeah, we have the bow now, don't we? There's like one spot where the bow might be useful in here, but I don't remember if I said it or not already, but I think the bow is generally just not very useful in this game. Anyway, hey look, we've been in this dungeon for like 3 minutes and we already have a mini-boss, isn't that weird? My god. There we go. This mini-boss is kind of a joke. You just hit him, and then you get punched in the fucking face. No, it's normally pretty easy to just stun lock him by doing this, really. Except it's not working very well this time. It's been a minute since I played this game. Be patient with me. There we go. I'm out of here. That's right, we got our very first mini-boss that rage quits on you and ditches halfway through the fight. But it's okay, because, look, now we can get the dungeon item. What the fuck? Yeah, in case you didn't notice the layout of that previous room, where there's a skull on the floor, it probably looks very similar to that other room we saw with a skull on the floor. Yeah, that's the gimmick for this dungeon. You have to fight the mini-boss 4 times, and he'll take you back and forth through the dungeon as you keep fighting him. Because he is a very sore loser, and if we want to get the dungeon item here, we are definitely going to have to work for it. And like I said, I never remember exactly which way you're meant to go in this dungeon, so definitely going to be going into a bunch of rooms unnecessarily as I try to remember where the fuck we're supposed to go. Again, this dungeon is nothing too crazy. I probably should have actually jumped on that Goomba for the heart, but yeah, see, I wasted all my time coming over here just for a room we can't actually do yet. Give me that heart. Anyway, slowly swim back through here and just keep moving forward. You know, I think we've seen a couple rooms really similar to this one. Oh, this is another room where the whole idea is you have to kill all the slimes for the door to open, although, as you can see, the layout forces us to go in there from 2 different halves of the dungeon if we want to get them all. Tricky indeed. There's a room like that in the color dungeon earlier in the game. I don't think they really wanted you to do a Pegasus boot jump to get over here, but it's what we can do. Yeah, we definitely can't get over there. Or over there. Maybe with a really good jump, but I'm not that good with my boots jumps. Anyway. They use this, like, star enemy and the sword stealth a lot in this dungeon for some reason. Well, let's see, here you go. We came around to the other side, and... well, we found the third room with the mini-boss, and if you couldn't tell, the number of blocks in the corners of the room indicates what order you're supposed to come to it in. So we've seen the first room, of course. Hey, look, we got the map. Isn't that great? We've seen the first of those rooms, and we've also passed by the third and fourth room, so we're just looking for the second room now. See, we hit every single mini-boss room except for the one we're actually supposed to go to. Pretty awesome. Oh, there goes the acorn. Because I'm dumb and just walked straight into that guy. Guess it's time to go to a different part of the dungeon. We had no reason to be over here right now at all. I just wasted a bunch of time. I also don't even remember what the hell that button does. Hey, look, there we go. There's the second room. And in case you couldn't guess, it is exactly more of the same, except he has less health this time. There we go. This is like the best possible setup here, as he will wake up and we can just immediately hit him again. It is not difficult to just combo this boss. This time we only even need 2 hits and he's just done. And, well, now we just get to dodge this guy. And then all the enemies are back for some reason. No, now we just come back through here for real. And go encounter the third boss. Anyway, well, you know the drill by this point. It's more of the same. My bomb didn't work. I got it. He knocks you back really far when he hits you with his sword. It's kind of funny. Yeah, really. You can just stuff him into a corner and just stun lock him. Although in the second and third fights, he only needs to get hit twice, so it's not that big of a deal. Anyway, well, time to backtrack all the way to the beginning of the dungeon and fight him one last time. Alright, here we go. 4th boss room. I don't know if he has more health than the previous times for this encounter, but... well, he's still the exact same boss as he was the past 3 times, so... again, you already know the drill. Stuff him in a corner and just mash A like your life depends on it. He, you know, slips out of the corner, but as you can see, it's not exactly hard to get him back in there. He can block your sword hits, but I have no idea what the hitbox on that is actually even like. Hey, look, there we go, he's down. And what's that he dropped for us? That's right, it's the hook shot. We got a really good dungeon item this time. And if you've played Zelda before, well, you know exactly what this thing does. Use it on a surface, and you just zip all the way to it. And that is obviously really, really good. And so now, we can not beat the dungeon. Okay, we can beat the dungeon at this point, but before we do that, we're actually gonna take a little pit stop to do some more backtracking outside of the dungeon. If you remember from last time, we saw we could almost finish the trade quest, but it was blocked off by an impassable gap, and yeah, we needed the hook shot to clear that, meaning this is the absolute earliest you can finish the trade quest. Yeah, there's several of these really wide gaps in the dungeon here. Now that we have the hook shot, we can actually get over them. 200 rupees, that's really good. I think at some point I said that we don't actually need rupees anymore for the game, but that's actually wrong. We need about 300 rupees for one last thing near the very end of the game, and, well, as you can see, at this point it's not going to be very difficult to get that. Oh yeah, by the way, I can show this. If you use the hook shot in this guy's mask, if he'll face us, that is. Oh my god. You can take his mask off, and now you can just hit him from any angle without getting blocked, which is like, I guess that's cool. Again, they just die in a single hit from behind, though, and it's not that hard to get behind them, so who really cares? Anyway, let's head all the way back over around to that pit we saw before and jump over the gap. Okay, we made it all the way back, and as long as this guy stays out of the way, you can see, you just zip right on over here. Now we can take that scale we got and put it in the mermaid statue. If you look at that, a secret staircase with a whole bunch of nothing in here. Except the magnifying lens. This is the very last item in the trade quest. Trade quest is officially complete now. Okay, well, there's one more thing to do, but there's no more item swapping. Hey, look at that. Now that we have the magnifying lens, we can see a bunch of freaky stuff in here. Those weird mimic guys from inside the Dream Shrine where we got the ocarina, except now we can actually hit them. They're such a strange enemy. They far and away do the most damage out of enemy in the game at 3 hearts on contact, which, like, will kill you in 2 hits by the time you get there originally. Very strange. Anyway, now that we have this, we can do just a little more backtracking. I know. How exciting. What we're going to do, first of all, another thing we did last time is found another one of those pits where we can refill up on our ammo, but I believe I elected not to use it because I wanted to wait until we had the bow, and, well, we have the bow now, so let's go pay that devil bat a visit again and get some more arrows, which honestly is really overkill. Alright, here we go. There's only one other of these guys, but he's pretty late in the game and a quite annoying spot to reach. Maybe not that annoying, because you are required to go there eventually anyway, I believe. I don't remember, but for now, let's worry about this guy. Are you ready? Yes, sir. Magic powder. See, here's what I didn't know about this for the longest time. If you say no here, it will actually toggle through your different ammo types and basically let you choose which order you get the upgrades in. And, well, both the magic powder and the bows are pretty useless, but the bows are marginally less useless for most of the game, so there we go. Now we can have up to 60 arrows. Isn't that awesome? Anyway, before we go back to the dungeon, there's one other thing we need to do to finish off the trade quest, so let's go take care of that. Alright, we're all the way back on the beach from the very beginning of the game, and if you remember from many episodes ago, we bombed open this wall that had nothing in it, but now, with the magnifying glass, we can see there is something. It's this guy. Found a good item washed up on the beach. I'll trade it to you from what you have in your B button. Very interesting trade proposal, but so you may be thinking, you know, okay, you gotta give up something here if you want to get in here, but remember that you have the shovel at this point, and aside from collecting seashells and other little secrets, there's actually no reason to even have the shovel anymore. It no longer is required for anything, meaning it is perfectly a-okay to just trade off the shovel at this point, I believe. And there we go. We get the boomerang. Ultimate power is finally in our grasp. This is the ultimate reward of the trade quest, and it may appear unassuming at first. You may wonder what is so crazy about the boomerang, and, well, it's probably the second best weapon in the game, because imagine if your sword had, like, twice as much range and could cover gaps, and you could also aim it and angle it and do all sorts of crazy stuff with it. The boomerang is absolutely insane. The boomerang is one of the strongest weapons in the game, just no question at all. This weapon is absolutely broken. And that's why it's so nice and honestly so surprising that you can get it so early, relatively speaking, only a little over halfway through the game. And you can get one of the best weapons until, like, the last dungeon, basically. It is ridiculous. We can even take out Parasect now, and as you can see, when we killed him, we even got a fairy for doing so. There are a bunch of enemies that were nigh unkillable, or just outright unkillable before, that we can now really easily just take out. The boomerang is ridiculous. I'll keep singing his praises for the rest of the playthrough. This weapon is so strong. Outside of the very few instances where it's required, we're probably not even going to be using the sword anymore, to be honest. Anyway, now that that's out of the way, it's time to actually clear up this dungeon, which will mostly consist of just kind of backtracking through. Now that we have the item, you know, we have the hookshot now, so now we can just go through the dungeon and get all sorts of little stuff that we couldn't get before. An example of that will be, oh yeah, as you can see, the boomerang, well, I thought it ignored the metal shield on these guys, but I guess not. Anyway, well, we don't go this way. Like I said, I will never remember the layout of this damn dungeon. Yes, first of all, we have these weird little, like, this thing with a hook on the end. This is one thing you can use the hookshot for. You can unravel the bridge and walk across. Pretty nice. Oh yeah, you can see unkillable enemies like that guy who bounces around the corners. Well, he means nothing now. You can just kick his ass. You also have this strange room, which normally would be... I think it's possible to jump across here with just a feather, if you don't mind taking a bunch of damage, but what you're supposed to do is just this. Pretty nice. And all the way over here, we can get... a small key. Nothing special. Oh yeah, you can see you can't kill these guys head-on with the boomerang, but you can hit them from the side with the boomerang, and it'll actually take them down, so... yeah, the boomerang just makes very short work of these slightly pesky enemies. I suppose it also lets you... the hookshot lets you move around a little more quickly by grabbing the sides of blocks like that. So you are supposed to go to the left here through this key door, and then move on up here, but there is a strange glitch you can do. I don't know how to do it, but you can basically... push one of these blocks to the side from an angle where you're not supposed to, and then just walk up through here. I don't remember how to do that, though. Anyway, we got this mini-boss room. I hate this boss. To be honest, I hate this. And I also think, even ignoring the glitch I was just talking about, I think this boss is actually entirely optional, which is really weird. This is like the second mini-boss of the dungeon. Well, what you're supposed to do is wait forever for him to open his eye, and then just chuck arrows into it, so... that's why it's a good idea to get the max capacity upgrade for the bows before this, because it can be really annoying dealing with these guys. And sometimes they like to just not open their eyes. It's really annoying. They like to just charge you like that. What an exciting mini-boss. Again, I swear somehow you can just skip this, but I do not remember how. I feel like it's something that's not even too difficult to, like, just skip it on accident without even meaning to. I mean, come on, bud. No, stop charging me. So let me see them peepers. There we go. You can actually get 2 arrows in a single go. Come on now. Took you long enough, Jesus. What a lame boss. As you can see, there was our real mini-boss for the dungeon that had the portal and everything. Great. Time to show off the hookshot some more. Oh my god, did you see that insane double kill? Oh yeah, you probably also know this, but the hookshot can also serve as a makeshift weapon, and as you can see, it can pick up items from a distance, which are neat features, I suppose. And we just wasted our time coming here. Oops. There's some other really strange, like, kind of janky stuff you can do with the hookshot, where you can, like, fall into a cliff, and in this game, you've probably seen you'll kind of get, like, weirdly vacuumed into the cliff rather than just dying instantly, and you can use the hookshot to, like, delay your descent and get across gaps that you definitely were not supposed to. It's very odd. Here's what you're supposed to do, I believe. There we go. Yeah, this block right here, you can, like, push it to the side from an awkward angle in a way you're not supposed to, and just skip the boss entirely. And I want to say at the other end of that dungeon room, where we just got blocked, I think there's something else you can do there to just bypass the boss entirely. Another unintended thing. I don't remember exactly, though. I feel like this dungeon is a little forgettable, because the main thing I remember about this dungeon is always, hey, now I can get the hookshot, and hey, now, you know, I can just leave this place and go get the boomerang instead. Oh my god. Let's see, I believe we had something to do down here. Oh, the bad feature about the boomerang is the fact that you actually can't aim it downwards in water for whatever strange reason, so we are actually stuck using the sword when we're underwater. And I guess the other bad thing about the boomerang is, unlike the sword, it cannot go through walls, which is a bit niche, but can actually, like, be cumbersome in certain scenarios. Let's see here. I think this is the nightmare key. Yeah. We haven't actually seen the boss door yet, though, so... well, there's plenty of other spots to use the hookshot in here. And plenty of exploring to still do, so let's keep searching. I suppose another bad feature about the boomerang is the fact that you can't throw it again until it actually travels back to you, meaning in certain scenarios where you might want to, like, mash the sword attack, you actually can't do so for the boomerang. We actually get that guy. Yeah, let's let his death animation actually complete first. Still, Boomerang overall is just an insanely overpowered weapon, despite its minor downsides. You can even see unkillable enemies like this, like I said before. You can just smack them with the Boomerang and they're done. And you just get free full heals from it. See, they want you to use the bridge to get over here, except you can also just grapple directly onto the chest. Just for 50 rupees, it's like, yeah, whatever. We have more than 300 rupees at this point, so I don't think we have to worry about money anymore. Was this just a dead end? No, this is where the map was. Yeah, okay, so we don't need to be over here anymore. Yeah, as you can see, any dungeon that has these, like, wall jumper enemies that move diagonally are free full heals at this point, which is, like, ludicrously overpowered, obviously. We did a Pegasus boots jump over here last time, but this is how they wanted you to get over here, is to just, you know, use the hook shot. Should be able to get to the end now, I think, if we go through that section we got blocked off at. And they want you to come over here like this and go around. It's not, there's so much jumping and hook-shotting you do in this dungeon, there's actually, there's not much opportunity to use the boots to just walk faster. Oh yeah, you can also see, because the boomerang will follow you, you can make it move on, like, non-cardinal directions, meaning you can get some crazy trick shots with it. It's pretty awesome. Oh yeah, we've also got this, staircase. We didn't actually take this yet, and you know what this probably leads to? I actually have no idea what this leads to. Let's find out. I do not remember. Well, there's some more enemies to beat up. Oh, well, an acorn you shouldn't have. I don't think we ever actually collected the beak for the owl statues, but who cares? Yes, here we go. Here's the way you can go around to get to the boss. And you're supposed to go through this little dungeon segment here and use the key, or you can just walk into a pit like a dumbass now. Or you can just, with the hook shot, you can jump over there and then just kind of grapple onto the other side. Or I can just walk into a pit like a dumbass again. Shit. Bear with me here. There you go. You can just do that. Now we can save a key. The key economy is going insane now. Anyway, very interesting boss here. Definitely one of the more difficult bosses in the game, or at least one of the more involved ones. It's a really cool one as well. Time to do some... Oh my god, how'd that hit me? Time to do some ring around the rosy strategies. But anyway, what we gotta do is wait for the boss to poke his face out of one of these holes, and then, well, in case you couldn't guess, use the hook shot. We're gonna have to switch to the sword and beat the crap out of him while we can. You don't get that many chances to hit him all at once, so this fight can take a while. I don't know if pulling him out further gives you any additional chances to hit him. It seems like you only get 2, or like maybe 3 at most. Shit. And the window to actually grapple him with the hookshot isn't that large either. It's not like super precise, but... Oh shit. He should be down at this point. Yeah, okay. Not too crazy of a boss, but the fact you have to constantly be switching between your sword and your hookshot and like jumping around over the tail, it's a bit involved, like I said. Also, oh shit, the Vague Post King. We're at the part of the game now where more and more of the lore is about to be unveiled. Big reveals coming soon. After all of our trouble, we got the Wind Marimba. I'm pretty sure we missed some stuff in that dungeon, but like, the only things for us to really even get at this point are just, like, we need 2 seashells, we need some pieces of heart, and spoiler, none of the pieces of heart are in any of the dungeons. And other than that, it's just like rupees. We don't care about anything else anymore, really. Anyway, good stuff. Yeah, not too bad of a dungeon. We got an extremely useful and versatile item and one of the strongest weapons in the game, so I think that's where we are going to call this episode, and I will catch you next time.